So this week I wanted to look at the question of whether depression can be cured. At the moment I don't think so, but that's my personal opinion. There is research going on which looks into that possibility, but whether that will happen in my lifetime is hard to say. By a cure I mean that it's completely gone, whether that is no longer taking medication or getting to a point where depression just does not occur. So there are a lot of people out there who say, I have cured depression or I have beat depression. I think that's a little bit of a misnomer. What I mean by that is that I think these people have got to a point where it's managed. I don't know if they've got to a point where it's completely disappeared. That is a matter of perspective, I think. So, yeah, for me, curing depression is a long way off. I think it is just a matter of managing depression or getting to a point where it can be dealt with in a more positive and constructive way rather than just, going back to bed and not doing anything about it. I will caution you on anything that is on social media where somebody claims to have the cure for depression. It's like they say with everything else, if it's something that has actually been talked about in the news, or if it's been well researched and has been peer reviewed, then yes, you can take it as something that is correct or that you can rely on. But most of the time, the stuff that appears on social media is something that hasn't been peer reviewed and what we call pop psychology. It's also unqualified. Most of the people that talk about these things, they're not psychologists or they don't actually have the credentials behind them. So when you do see stuff like that, check it very carefully. Check out the person who is talking about the stuff and find out if they have the credentials behind them or if their research has been peer reviewed. It is really, really important that you do that. Otherwise, take it with a grain of salt. Another thing too is research everything. So, what somebody might make a claim about curing depression, but don't believe that claim unless you can actually see it backed up by research. That's really important. So again, on these videos, when I'm talking about depression, a lot of it comes from experience, but also remember that at the moment I'm unqualified as a psychologist, even though I have a degree in journalism. So that I've done my research, but a lot of it is unqualified opinion, and so you need to be aware of that. Anyway, that's my discussion for this week. Feel free to open up some discussion about it, and I'll see you next week.